The live has been happening. 'Tis happening. There we go. Okay. Let's get this out there. Come one, come all. Join me as I talk about things that matter to me. Also, feel free to start setting up your stuff in the background, because this will be a silent stream aside from my talking. So if you want to have some background music, go ahead and pull it up. That's what I'm doing, dude. That's what I'm doing. All right. What? Join me as we talk about everything that happened in that happened. I guess I should say that happened to me in February 2025. Hashtag livestream. Hashtag Twitch. Hashtag Blue Talks. So this is apparently going to be a thing now. Blue Talks is going to be a series in which I do talk about things. Because, go figure, I do like to talk about things. And I want to make this a monthly thing. So this is definitely going to be a series. Hooray, I was actually on time for something that I was that I mentioned earlier. All right, the wrap up. The wrap up is starting soon, everyone. How's everyone doing? Did everyone get things they wanted to get done during February? Because I tried. I tried. I definitely tried. So yeah, like I said, for everyone who's just joining in, feel free to get your music in the background if you want to listen to me ramble about stuff. Because I'm just listening to some just very light background music as well while I'm doing all of this, which cannot be streamed because a lot of it is copyrighted. Love that for me. If I could stream it, I would, but I cannot, and so I shan't. Okay. Everyone ready to start getting going? I'm ready to start getting going. I say as I nervously fumble about my stuff. Yeah, no, we don't even need to worry about this. We don't even need to worry about it. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm gonna start things up. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live stream. So this is going to be one of many streams that I do in the coming year. I decided this is basically a thing that happened during the last couple of streams where I was talking about my Backloggery and talking about my MyAnimeList. I decided it was a good idea to just make a monthly wrap-up series where I talk about things that are important to me and that I have done throughout my life, basically, because I like to talk about things and I like to share my experiences with people in the world. And also, I like to show off things that I've done and that are maybe going on in the background that I don't necessarily always get to talk about or show off on stream. So I want to keep you guys updated with every now and then. So why not just do a thing at the end of every month, or guess at the beginning of every other month to make sure to talk about the things that we did in the prior month. So that's what this stream is all about. We're just gonna sit back, relax, have a good old discussion where I go through all the things that have happened to me um, across everything. Basically, this is gonna cover backloggery, anime, um, drawings I might have done, um, and the like and such. So. Uh, I have many things on the table to talk about today. So we're kind of just gonna get into it, and it's gonna. I think it'll last at least the full length of the stream. For you guys watching the VOD right now, you will probably definitely be seeing how long it does last. But I will split into different sections for you guys if you guys want to hear my takes on different parts, or just as a general thing of where things are in the general thing. So that's basically the whole deal. That's me enough of rambling about that. We're gonna get into what the discussion is. So the very first thing I think we're gonna do with this wrap up is I'm gonna talk about my backloggery. So for those guys who've seen me talk about my backloggery the last time, I basically did like a big deep dive onto a lot of the games and stuff that I've been playing. But like I said, this is the wrap up for February of 2025. So I'm just going to be talking about things that I have been playing this year, or this month, I should say. This last month. So we're basically just going to go through our now playing, and I'll tell you how accurate it is to the things I am currently playing, and I'll go over my history as well too to show off some things on that end as well, and we'll just have a nice little discussion about everything. So first thing on the list is are now playing. So Bendy and the Ink Machine. I have started recently playing this live on stream. This is going to be basically my new blue plays until I can get it done. I have my current logging in for that as well too. So I have my link there in the playlist. Again, all of this stuff for backloggery and stuff too. This is all public on in my bio and everything. So yeah, go ahead and check it out if you want to see the stuff. Even if you want to see it live with me too. Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go over it here as well. We also have. I've also been getting back into playing Street Pass. Funny enough. So funny story about how all this stuff has started coming up is I basically decided to start playing with my 3DS and all the games with that because I had a bit of nostalgia for it, and I decided why not go back and get through some of the 3DS games that I've never really been able to go through. So one of those games has been the Street Pass series, which is surprisingly still functioning and still working. But surprise, surprise, no one in my area actually uses the functionality of the 3DS and the Street Pass for it anymore. So I have to rely on walking and getting play coins for the rest of the games that I mean to do for these games. But they're still fun mini games nonetheless. I have updated these as well too to include all the new games that I have been playing from the Street Pass Me Plaza. And as you can see, I've basically beaten a lot of them. The only ones I haven't beaten is Feed Me, Meat Trek, Ninja Launcher, Slakar Rivals, and the Ultimate Angler. There is one more. There's one more fish in the Ultimate Angler game that I need to land before I'm finished with that. Slakar Rivals is just a work in progress. It's hard to get through this one because on my 3DS, the A button is kind of sloppy and broken, so I have to deal with that as I play with it. I wanted to get everything transferred to my new 2DS, which, by the way, yes, I have that. I'm going to show that off here in a second. But yeah, I wanted to get everything transferred to that, but it didn't really work out the way I intended because apparently it's easier for Nintendo systems to transfer to the newer versions of the consoles rather than the old. They don't like you doing that for some reason. So probably because of some of the game data on it's newer and it doesn't really it's not really compatible with the older software or hardware, I should say. But yeah, let me show this off for you guys real quickly because this is new. There you go. Let me make sure this doesn't have anything that will dox next to me. Yeah. No, this is all good. Okay. So I purchased this from one of my local game stores recently. Actually, here I'll show it off here and on the full webcam so you guys can see it in all its glory. Um, so I got a new 2DS because I've been wanting to play again my 3DS games again, and I got of course in the blue color because I had to, and yeah, I've wanted to get a game system that just that actually functions and put all the buttons and stuff work on it properly, so I can play some of the 3DS games that I never got to play because of that fact on my old 3DS. So I've gotten this new system. Um, I did test it and make sure all the stuff on it works, and it does work fairly well. I've also never gotten a 2DS, so I also got it for collectors, uh, kind of bragging rights and stuff too for that. Just because I have just about every other system from the DS line except for like the older ones. I have my new 3DS here. I have the DSi XL, and then I do also have I don't actually know if I still have it around here. I know I did for a while though. I had my old 3DS, which was the original blue one I had too. But I never owned a 2DS. And I mean, it basically plays the games as well as a 3DS does. It's just you just play it on this thing instead, on this little brick. It's so funny how this is technically the newer version past the 3DS system, but it feels like an old school console. It's so strange to me. But yeah, this has basically been the newest addition to my stuff. Um, I looked in Backloggery. They do not have a 2DS as a system, so everything is just the 3DS is just going into my 3DS. But I'll probably start locking in games I've been doing on my 2DS onto this one, and I have been starting a game on here too. We'll probably see that in the wrap up here in a second. But yeah, I wanted to swiftly just talk about that because that's something new that's happened just this recent month. I ended up getting a 2DS, and I'm going back and playing through some of the 3DS games I have now. And again, funny enough, with these Street Pass games, I can't play them on this one because I wasn't able to transfer everything over. So I just have to play it on the old 3DS, which still functions pretty well, I would say. It's just the A button. The A button is the main thing that just doesn't like to work now, but everything else on it works really well. So yeah, like I said, that's basically all of the games I have progress in. Um, I'm very close to completing a lot of these games that I are even beaten to, like Monster Manor. I think I'm technically because I beat it the first time. Um, I think there's technically like this like new game plus feature where you just go through and you restart the mansion. So that's what I'm doing with it right now. Um, and then Warriors Way. Yeah, Warriors Way. I've also doing another run through and getting my castle even bigger for that. Um, Puzzle Swap. I've basically gotten just about every puzzle. Um, there's really not much left to get in it, to be fair. And then Ninja Launcher. Yeah, Ninja Launcher. I'm still going through. Monster. Yeah, like I already said for Monster Manor. Me Force. I've basically done my piece with Me Force. I'm not even sure if I'm actually gonna play any more of it, just because again my A button is fucked up. Um, and I basically be in the main stories. The only thing that I have to do is just complete the rest of the stuff and get all the diamonds in all the places. Which, as far as I can tell, I would basically just need to look up a guide and just kind of go through with certain types of weapons. But I really don't feel like doing that. I feel like I've played just basically a lot of that game already, so I don't really feel a need to go through it too much. But I still play it whenever I can. Market Crashers, I've gotten the main threshold, so now I'm just working to get to 10 billion, which is ridiculous. And Flower Town is actually really good too. I've actually gotten a few more. This set here, this all needs to get updated actually because I did get actually a few more things from the journal. I got a couple new breeds going, so I need to update that with that. I basically completed Find Me and Find Me Too. I've gotten all the hats I could out of Find Me Too. I don't know if there's any more to do with Find Me. I'm going through it again just to be safe, but I'm not really putting my play coins into it. At least I'm not. I'm more, all my play coins basically right now are going into the games I haven't beaten yet because that's my main priority is beating those games um, in whatever capacity I can, and of course feed me. I'm yeah a decent amount of way through. I beat all the story parts for Battleground Z. I just need to get the rest of the medals, which again that game is a little hard to play just because I don't have a good A button. So there's all that. Um, all right, and then oh yeah, next up on the list is Persona 5 Royal. I am still playing this game. Yes, yes, I also still have not actually beaten it because I am on the final palace for it. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna go into too many spoilers for people who are looking forward to the game. But the game doesn't stop after it's initially beaten. There is more content, and I'm going through the new content, and that's basically all I'm going to say about that. Because if I say any more things, it will most likely lead into spoilers. And I would like for people who have not played Persona 5 Royal to play Persona 5 Royal because it is such a great game. Even though it takes you literally your entire life to play it, it's still so fun though, dude. It's definitely one of those games that is fun to just boot up every week and just kind of go through. So that's kind of what I'm doing is I'm just going through the rest of it. I do have some time off tomorrow, so I actually could. I probably might be able to get a couple more hours into it tomorrow. Maybe hopefully grind out the last part of the things. I'm basically just about done with all of it. I'm just kind of going through the last few weeks, I would say, of the actual story. So we'll see. All right. And then Sonic. So I decided that Sonic Boom Shadow Crystal is going to be the first game I play on my 2DS. So that's actually the game that is locked in there right now. You can kind of see the little white part up there. Um, that is the game I have in it locked in right now. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try it out this month, um, just on my spare time whenever I can. Um, and then when we come back for the April wrap up, we'll or not for the April. When we come back for the March wrap up, I'll tell you guys how my thoughts and stuff about that. So yeah, that'll be fun. But yeah, honestly, I I want to save a lot of my discussion. I would say for Persona 5 Royal for when I actually fully beat everything in the game because I really do want to go into depth with a lot of the stuff I've gone through with that game. But I'm still actively, technically playing it. So I want to make sure my final thoughts on it are like concrete and done before I unveil anything about it. Um, and then that's when we will get into spoilers. So stay tuned for that. Rivals of Aether 2. I'm still keeping an eye on it. Um, it's a pretty decent game. I play matches every now and then on it. I'm trying to basically make this the new game that I'm playing over Smash because even though Smash still does have a lot of people who come on for it every now and then, I still I still want to try to get in the habit of not playing Smash and playing other fighting games instead. Starting with Rivals of Aether because it's actually a nice branching off point where it's like Smash but it's not technically Smash, and it's a newer game, so it's getting updates and it has a decent player base. So I do actually want to get a little bit better at it and try it out a little bit more. There's other fighting games I've been meaning to get into recently too, like DBZ Fighter Z. Fighter Z is really tempting for me, as well as a couple of other things on my list. But I haven't really seen too many people play the other fighting games I've been looking at. So I think after Rivals, I'm probably going to get into Fighter Z for a little bit and see how that goes for me. Because I've seen a lot of people play it and I've seen clips from the game, and it just looks really cool. I would like to try it out for myself. Probably may or may not start a Steam stream on it at some point, maybe later this month, and we'll see how that goes. I've been playing Enshrouded with my friend Ben, and we've been getting a decent amount through it. We initially played a playthrough of this way back when I think it was like first coming into early access, and then the update with more stuff. So we've been doing that now. We've been playing through more of that, and I've been yeah. The first time that I played this, I played it through with just my regular character Azuka, And I decided for my second playthrough, I was gonna try to focus in on different characters. So now I'm going through it as Samantha, um, who admittedly, again, I was playing a magic user before, and now I'm playing another magic user. So technically nothing is actually changing with it too much. But I did want to try to focus more on summoning stuff, which so far with the tree unlocking that I've been doing, I have been getting that. So we'll see how that goes. So far it's not going too bad. It's one of those little sandbox games where you are building a base up. You're going through dungeons together, fighting monsters and such with your different powers and such. It's a pretty good time. We get on and play it every now and then. It's fun. Neptunia Virtual Stars is the main Neptunia game that I've been playing for the last couple of months. I actually don't remember when I started it up. I think it was last month. It might have been the month prior to, but this has been the most recent Neptunia game I've been playing. I actually am enjoying this a lot so far. It's a fun game. I've it's very grindy in some areas, but most Neptunia games are. What am I saying about that? Um, but the grind in this game is especially fun, just because the gameplay is actually quite fun to go through. Uh, it does take a while to do some of the stuff in it, which is because makes me think it's going to be a longer series than usual. But I'm trying to make decent progress through it. So far it's all going good. I like it though. It's technically one of my favorite Neptunia games so far. I still have a lot of nostalgia for the first game, and of course, Neptunia Victory. I think Victory is probably going to still be my favorite one, mostly because of nostalgia and because of all the playable characters in it. But this one's a good in terms of its core gameplay, though. It's really good, actually. Um, oh yes, I am a furry degenerate. Thank you for noticing. um, yeah, this is one of the NSFW games I've been playing recently. Just trying to get through the rest of that as well too. I forgot that I was gonna have to actually mention this on stream because yeah, it is in my now playing. Um, yeah, it's still in progress. I've actually gone through most of the stories of it so far. There's just a couple of them that I have not been able to play, but yeah, um, still going through it. And yes, it is exactly what it sounds like. um, Heaven Burns Red. I've been playing this every now and then. Um, this one's actually one of the games I haven't been focusing too much on for my Android. The main game I have been playing on my Android is the Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage. I've been getting a lot more into the rhythm games on my phone recently, and I like what I've been playing of it so far. It's actually it's quite good. This is a good game as well too. It's a good visual novel to play every now and then. But truth be told, I have not picked it up for quite a while. So this one's not too accurate as one of the games I'm not playing. I mostly just have it as an ongoing game because it's a game I want to try to remember to play every now and then so I can get some more progress done with it. Um, but everything else on the list on here so far is a lot more higher than that, admittedly. So there's that. Um, Zenless Zone Zero has also been one of the droid games I've been trying to keep up with. It's pretty fun too. I haven't gotten too far into the story. I'm still on chapter one, and but it's still pretty fun. Um, I do actually want to get further in it, but again, it's so hard to find time to want to dedicate to actually going through the story. Where it's a lot easier for me just to log in every now and then and just get my dailies and grind through the whatever thing is going on in those dungeons because I've at least gotten to the far enough to the point where I have a daily grind I can do. So there's that. But it's fun. I like what I've been doing so far. I haven't gotten too many good characters, but I've gotten some. There's Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage. I would say out of all of the droid games I'm playing, this is the one I'm actually like going for the most. I actually want to get through more of the band stories because I've only gone through two of them so far, and the other three look pretty cool to me too. I've also been getting a lot of cool people for this recently too, so this has definitely been on high on my list for a good while. Um, if you guys like rhythm games and if you like Vocaloid, definitely recommend this one. This is actually one of the best mobile rhythm games I've been playing for a good while. Bang Dream's the other good one, which is probably also down on this list somewhere. Maybe not. Okay. Um, but I've been playing that off and on now too, and Bang Dream's just as fun too. They got some good songs in that too. I have started Wuthering Waves. That was actually recently this month. I decided to start it up on my mobile device because I wanted to try it out, and it's not too bad so far. I like the initial little thing that they did for it. I really haven't gotten that far into it. I really want to get farther into it just to see what it's like. Um, Again, it's just hard to find time to actually like sit down and then go through it. I would like to dedicate more time to it if I can, but there's been so much stuff going on with me recently that I have not. A lot of these droid games are just distractions that give me throughout the day while I'm doing other stuff. But they're still good games. I would say all of these games up here, these are all good games to play on an Android device, especially if you want for different reasons. Like if you want a good action game, Zenless Zone Zero is really good. If you want a good open world game, Wuthering Waves is really good. If you want something that's a little bit more laid back and that's like a more of a visual novel, but still has those RPG battles every now and then, Heaven Burns Red, very good. And again, if you want something that's really good for Vocaloid and or music rhythm games, Hatsune Miku, also very good option as well too. And guess what? They're all free to play, so you can't really beat that. Of course, they all got the ads and gotcha with it. They actually don't really have none of these games really have ads in them. They have those things that they blast to you on screen when they first open the app, like buy this thing or look into this package or stuff like that. But it's really not that bad. Like you can still get through a lot of these games without paying money, like I have, and you can still enjoy your time with them. So it's been going good for a good while at least. And then I've also recently decided to get back into Osu, because again I've been on a rhythm game kick for a good while for this month. So I re-downloaded, or I didn't really. I did have Osu on my machine for a while. I did re-update it though, and I did recently start going back through it, um, so I could see what it was all like. And I got a lot of new songs. I've started to dabble into more of it. Um, some of the games are pretty fun, or some of the regular stages are pretty good to do, because I have the drawing tablet that I use Z and X to use for the tapping of it. But for the most part, I actually usually play on Mania for Osu, so I just use the top home keys here. And normally I usually only try to do 4-key because I'm used to doing the 4-key style for a lot of games. So DF and JK, those have been my best friends for a good while. But I wouldn't actually mind trying out the other versions of Mania just to try them out. But like this has been a game that's just I've decided to boot up again and try some of the stuff for, and it's a good game to play when I'm waiting for Ben, because sometimes he has some games he plays in the background, um, and it's fun. It's a really good rhythm game. It's actually I would probably say Osu is one of my favorite rhythm games. Just because of the fact that it's open source, so which means that you can basically download and get any song that you want for it that has been made by the public, and you can customize it with any skin that you want. You can basically just make it whatever the hell you want it to be, and the core game of Osu is really good, and then they got other types of modes on top of that, so it's just a really good rhythm game, and it's free to play. It's open source, so it's like it's just really good. It's just a really good thing for anyone who's interested in rhythm games. Like if you are a rhythm game player, and I would definitely just recommend just trying out Osu. Even if you haven't played in a while, it's such a good game to go back to. I've I've loved it going, even if I'm not really good at it, which I'm not. I'm not very good at it, but I still love playing it, and I like seeing the stages that people make who for the people like me who has who can't really keep up with the really insane difficulties, but who still wants to try out and play some of their favorite songs. It's really nice. Honey Pop I have not played in a while, but it is on my list just to remind myself to play it whenever I can, because I do want to actually get through the rest of it. It's one of the other degenerate games I've had on my list that I've actually wanted to get all the way through because I loved Honey Pop too. It was actually one of my favorite degenerate games that I've been playing recently. Um, so playing the original one obviously is going to be the best part too. They did a good formula with the first one, and then they just made a really just a much better game for the second one. Um, you also might be asking yourself, well, Bazooka, why did you play Honey Pop 2 but not Honey Pop? Why are you just now doing it? And just well, it's because I originally watched Markiplier play this game originally when it came out. I did start a little bit on my own, but I never actually fully beat it. So that's why I'm trying to dedicate myself to actually doing it now. But I did play through all of 2 by myself before I watched Markiplier play it because I wanted to experience it myself first, and it was a good experience. And I liked what I've seen of Honey Pop so far, but I need to get more into it. So this is again mostly more just a reminder to play this fucking game whenever I can. That's why I keep it on my list. Same thing with Nekopara. I have actually I don't think I've actually booted it up at all this month. I just have it on my list so I can keep track of it and make sure that and just remind myself to do it every now and then because like Heaven Burns Red, I need like a good visual novel to do in between stuff or to have on like in the late like it these are both games that I like to play when I don't have a lot of energy to play other things, but I still want to experience something. So that's what Heaven Burns Red and Negapara kind of do for me. They're definitely those types of games. And yes, of course I like Negapara. It's a good series. So it's a good little thing so far. I like it so far. Um I did actually recently start to go through more Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. Um, and again, it's only this far down because I think I started updating the trophies on these. That's why they all kind of jumped up here. But um, I did play through more of Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 this past month. I am on the final battle. It is hard as fuck. I can't get past it because they force you to use the new game mode in Puyo Puyo 2, which is the one where you have like a health bar and power ups that you battle against each other with. And final boss is a fucking bitch, dude. He is actually a bitch. Um, it's quite hard to get past a lot of his stuff, and I feel like the only way I am going to get past his stuff is if I level grind the stuff for my people to get their levels all the way up, and then I'm actually able to beat it. I know I could probably just skip the rest of the story and just clear that way, but I feel like I wouldn't have actually beaten the game unless I beat the final boss, you know? So that's where I'm locked in at the moment. It's basically just now a thing I have to grind out. So we'll have to see how far I get into it, but I have gotten decently far in. I've gotten 9 out of the 43 achievements. That might not be updated actually, but it's it's been going good. I got really far into it. I got to the final boss. It's just, god damn it, is he hard, dude. It's like the one thing that like threw me off about it. All right. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yeah, so I recently did play this. Also I think this past month. Um, and or the month prior. Because I've been going through all the Sonic games, and one of the Sonic games that was on my list that I have not played was Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So I've been playing the original version of that through the Sega Genesis collection, which obviously yeah, this is technically part of. I just don't have the actual full thing on here, which I probably should to be fair, but yeah, whatever, it's fine. But yeah, this has definitely been one I've had on my list for a good while. It's I'm still going through it. I am halfway through it. I will finish the rest of it after I get through my new games and my new drawing because I think that is the next one after it is yeah, I think that's the next thing after I do my blue draws in my rotation is I'll go back to blue plays Sonic and then everything else from there. All right. Balatro. I am still playing Balatro. It is a very fun game indeed, and I've been getting some new stuff in it too. I just recently learned how to unlock the Flush House. That was a fun little thing I did, and it's still a game that I play every now and then. It's such a good game, honestly. It's I've been quite addicted to it, as well as everyone else who has been playing it recently. Um, it's a it's just a good time. It's just roguelike poker. It's very like it's kind of relaxing in a way because you just have to all the gameplay itself is just like it doesn't require you a lot of like precise inputs. It's just you making decisions and seeing how well things go because of your decisions. So it's very easygoing in that aspect, but it does get very tense later on uh, because of how much chips you need to actually win those games. I enjoy it though a lot. It's one of my favorite roguelikes I've been playing recently. So yeah. Also put Metopia back on the list because I have been wanting to play this again in the background of other things. Um, just because I miss it. I really loved Metopia. It was such a good game. I just haven't really been able to play it recently because of everything else. Um, but I did put out back on my list because I wanted to go back through it and just see what it was like. Maybe try to get more level ups for my party because there's other characters I want to try out and get better with, and it's such a fun game. I've wanted to go back to it for so long because I actually absolutely loved it. I would I'm not even sure if I don't know if I should say it because it is like one of my favorite games. I don't know if I would say it's my favorite game of all time, but just everything that Metopia does is just speaks to me as a person because I am a creative person, so a lot of the stuff that I can do with this game really speaks to me. Like it gives me the opportunity to literally make my characters into the party that I want to make them into. And it's just it was such a good just like experience from beginning to end, just even story wise and gameplay wise. Like they nailed it when they made this game. It's it's so good. Uh, but yeah, I've sung my praises about Metopia before. This is definitely one of my favorite games I've ever played, and I'm so glad to have played the entire story of it on stream. Tears of the Kingdom I also want to bring back for the same reasons. It's such a good game, and there's a lot of stuff I still want to do in it. I want to go through more shrines. I want to explore more things in Hyrule. Um, I want to do all the side quests, and yeah, I just want to do more things in it. I just again, it's one of those games I'll play in the background of other stuff that's going on in my life. But I it's it's very fun, very fun. Um, I might maybe for a for fun stream in the future. I would love to go through and just play more of it on stream at some point because I have actually never played it on stream, and I would definitely not mind doing so because it's such a good game. Such a good game. Beat Saber, I have this on my as my Oculus game down on my list because as much as I haven't touched my Oculus in a while, and as much as I should touch my Oculus, I have not. And this is definitely one of the games I would play on it because it's just a really good rhythm game. It helps get your body moving. It helps you get a little bit of a workout if you're someone like me who sits on the chair all day and doesn't really do a lot of workout stuff. It's a good game to get you moving. And I would not play it for more than an hour just because wearing that headset for more than an hour is rough. That's the bad thing about VR gaming nowadays is you cannot keep you cannot keep yourself entertained for more than an hour with that kind of stuff just because of how heavily that headset wears on you and how hot it makes your face. It becomes a little painful and struggling after a while. So yeah, but it's still fun to try it every now and then. Um, it's definitely a fun thing to try out VR gaming if you ever get the chance to do it. Even if you don't have a dedicated VR headset, definitely just try it out at like any like arcade or game place or lounge or whatever you find yourself at. It's a it's a good experience. It's a really good step for gaming. I feel like, but I just think that they need to perfect some parts of it. Like I think they need to make the best thing I feel like they could do for VR is if they make it so the glasses or visor that you wear on your face is more lightweight and it doesn't cause as much, strain on your head and eyes. And then you have instead of just instead of having the controllers like you usually have for most of these games, I think you really just need to do everything just with your hands. Like if they just make fully interactable gloves and hands as a feature for your games, that's gonna give you the best types of games. I feel like. So that's my viewpoint on it, though. Astrobot, I still have not played Astrobot. Um, it did win Game of the Year, so that was fun. Um, I have this on my list because this is going to be the next game I play after Persona 5 has been beaten in fully. So that's why it's here. Um, it's really good. It's from what I've heard and seen of it, it's really a good game. I have been meaning to try it, especially too because um, I've been playing a lot of RPGs recently, and I would love to play something that's not an RPG, like Astrobot. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I think it'll be a good I think it'll be a good time. Ring Fit, I say it's a daily workout routine. I don't play it every day. It doesn't work like that. Uh, I tell myself that I should play it every day, and then I forget to play it every day. But it is a good idea. I actually might try to work it into my daily routine starting tomorrow too, because I actually really I want to slim up a little bit for my upcoming trip um, to Japan next month, and this is a good way to do it is by playing a workout game. Um, I got a decent far way into it. It's I've gotten a decent amount of way into it. It's just it just it takes a while to get through it just because you only really do your exercises for about well you actually the game counts on two separate timers technically like it's the game this time you actually spend playing the game and there's a time you spend actually working out. They usually recommend you only work out for about 10 minutes at a time before cooling down and quitting, which is what I've been doing. um, yeah, because that's usually when I feel tired about it afterwards anyways. um, but the actual gameplay time probably takes maybe like 20 to 30 minutes. So it's still not too bad though. It's not too bad to just kind of make that a daily thing to work on. It just takes time, and sometimes I don't have the time or the motivation to try it at that very moment. So I've been very behind on it. Um, but I try to make sure I do it definitely on my off days if I can, because I usually don't get around and walk around and do stuff like I do at my workplace. Um, so this is a good that's a good time to do it is the days I'm not doing that at work. So I keep myself moving and keep myself doing things. That's what I try to tell myself, and I keep forgetting to do it. So yeah, there's that. Um, but yeah, it's a good game. It's a it's a decent workout session. It's a decent gameplay loop. It's got a very like just basic storyline to it, but for what it does pretty good. I definitely recommend it if you are looking to get in shape while playing games. You just might have to buy the extra accessories. Actually, most times you don't. Most cases you don't have to buy extra accessories because anything with Ring Fit Adventure basically comes with it. So you'll be good in that. Baldur's Gate 3. I forgot about you. I'm sorry. I've really been meaning to make this like I really want to try to do it too, to try to remind myself to do it at least. I want to try to do this every week if I can help it, because I want to get more progress in with my own game. Um, and so I can also do all these other games that I have been meaning to do inside of this little thing here too. So I want to actually play it every week if I can help myself to do it, just to get some progress in. And that way, if I do it every week, it'll feel like I'm playing D&D every week when I'm not playing D&D. So yeah, there's that. Also, by the way, I do play D&D every week with my friends. And by play D&D every week with my friends, I mean whenever we can get together and we don't call off, because that is how it usually goes. Am I right? Yeah, we've been doing pretty well on our campaign so far. it's been going pretty good. I am the DM, so it's been going good so far. I do want to make sure that they also get their chance to become the DM because I would like to play as a character again in another person's story. But I like what I've been doing so far. Being the DM kind of suits me because I like doing all the creative stuff and showing off characters and world points and stories stuff that I've been thinking of, and it's a good outlet to do it. Is in D&D, so it's been working for me. I would definitely recommend it for anyone who's a creative person. Like just DM a game of Dungeons and Dragons or even any other system. It's a good way to get the creative juices flowing and a good way to entertain your friends. All right. And then last game on here is Learn Japanese to Survive Hiragana Battle. A game that I tell myself to play every now and then, but I have not been able to do so. I definitely, I want to try to really make it a thing where I actually play the rest of these games and grind through them before I go into Japan. Because, by the way, that's something I'm going to talk about real quickly here too. Is since I'm going to Japan next month, I want to really use this month's particular in March to crack down on Japanese focused things. So I'm going to be playing probably a lot more things like Learn to Japanese Survive and Duolingo and all that fun jazz. So I'm probably going to be cracking down a lot more on the language learning so I can learn as much as I can and apply as much of it to when I actually go to Japan and I'm a little bit well versed in that kind of stuff. Um, I have actually been thinking about maybe doing a weekly Duolingo learn Japanese, Blue learns Japanese stream every week or so, if I can help it. Maybe on Sundays, if I can help it. That might be an idea. If that does sound like an interesting thing to you guys, let me know. I am I'll definitely follow up on it if I can, because I've been meaning to actually like spend a good amount of time getting into those studies again because and it'd be nice to do it on stream because at least that way um, I can get other people to maybe kind of come in and help me and uh, help give me some like ideas and words that I can try to use and learn. Play Sashingo? That's an interesting idea. That's another one of those learner types, right? Because that's one I haven't really picked up yet. The ones I have picked up is Duolingo, Anki, and then Renshu is another one I've used recently too. Um, and of course, Learn Japanese to Survive is another one I've recently gotten. Uh, but yeah, I would like to actually go through more of those if I can help it because I really want to crack down on it. I want to try to make this month all about learning things about Japan and prepping things to learn do things for Japan because that is my goal to get ready for that. Sashingo's on Steam, unironically a good game. Yeah, hold on, actually, I'll look into it real quickly. Shash Sashingo, learn Japanese with photographs. Oh, it's like a okay. Oh, it's actually on sale right now too. How interesting. Oh, learn Japanese with photography. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Oh. 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 I'm looking at the screenshots for it right now. That's very interesting actually. Huh. That's a really cool idea actually. Immersive sim, education exploration. Yeah, similar to Little Kitty Big City. I could see that. I could see that. I might pick this up actually. I'm gonna add to my wish list for now, just because I want to kind of think about it. But yeah, I might pick that up actually. It looks really cool actually. I might actually try it on stream. That could be a good idea for a Steam stream in the potential future. Where's my chat? There you are. Thanks for recommendation, Ben. Actually, that's a really cool idea. All right, so that is basically all of my stuff for Backloggery, at least with my now playing. The other thing to cover, obviously, is the actual games I've been playing. Um, so far, as you can see, I've added 145 new games to my Backloggery since starting this year. Very cool, very good. We'll be going over those in a little bit. Um, yeah, it's this past month has been kind of rough on my backloggery just because I've added so many new games. I decided to do it recently too, so it's still kind of fresh too. All right, so let's go through our history. Whee! So here's all the games I've added. This is stuff I did 5 days ago. A lot of these games I got from my Humble Bundle, so you can see all of the times that I added those in. I did also add all the stuff for the the extra games that I forgot to add with my original street passing. So I got those on there right now. I'm saying, do I have my hat on too well? Yeah, might have been. Okay. One of the other things too I did want to talk about because it's on here too. I did start Adventure Time Explore the Dungeon because I don't know on my 3DS, or technically I should say I started this on my 2DS, but game is not that good. as much as I hate to admit it, game is not that good. I played it for a good about like half hour, I would say. I got a decent amount into the dungeons before I realized this game is very mid. it it works. It functions as a game. It's not quite too enjoyable. Um it has some cool ideas to it, and it's got like the voicing and everything from the show and everything in it. Um but it very much is one of those just like tie-in games. So I didn't really enjoy it myself too much. It was just a very basic dungeon crawler that sometimes worked right. There were some interesting glitches I encountered when I was playing it, but I couldn't stand to play for more than 30 minutes, so I dropped it after that. I might not go back to it. I'm not sure about it entirely. Um, I'll keep it on the list just in case, but the main game I want to play is Sonic, so that's going to be uh, my next little thing I want to try with this. And then of course we did start Bendy and the Ink Machine. I also added all these this month as well too. So fun thing I decided to do too, because I was just like, you know what, I have a lot of games that I never really that I actually can play technically on my PS5 from since I own the since I have the what's it called, the online subscription service for it, the PlayStation Plus. I actually got a lot of games from being subscribed to that for so long, and then I decided to go through all the games I had and be like, huh, how many of these could I actually be playing right now? And turns out, quite a lot. I basically went through it in alphabetical order, as you can kind of see. Um, but yeah, quite a lot of games that came up because of it, and all these are games that I have been curious about and I've actually been interested to try out at least once or twice. Um, but yeah, put them all on here. Put them all on the list. Wanted to see what they're all like, all about. So we'll see about that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Also, I add all these to the endless ones. I made them all endless because actually I see how they kind of did it. Okay. Yeah, because I don't think I don't think I actually added them in alphabetical order, but they did sort them that way. Um, and the ones that are unfinished, yeah, those are actually like games I tried out before that I just haven't put any things on my list for yet. So that was updated. And then all the endless games here, these are basically all games where I just like, yeah, I have them. I'll try them out at some point, but I'm definitely not going to beat them or finish them. Foam Stars and Fall Guys are the exception, of course, of that, and as well as Nickelodeon Brawl. Those are actually just endless games that don't really have a technical beaten percentage to it. Um, so you also see, obviously, a lot of these are sports games because I got a lot of sports games for being subscribed to it, and yeah, so those are all things that I can play. That's the main reason why I add them is because I always wanted my backloggery to show me things that I could be playing because I wanted to just be my giant collection of games that I have to show me what things I have and what things I own and what I could be playing at any given moment should I need one to. So that was a lot of what happened with that on that day. And then I also added these two games too. I have been wanting to get into more rhythm games, so I decided to add in uh, Clone Hero, Friday Night Funkin', and Stepmania for those reasons, because I heard that these are all very good rhythm games that are all open source, and they all have stuff that you can get online content for and try out. So I wanted to see what it was like. I always love Stepmania because DDR is one of my favorite rhythm games that I've ever played. Same with Clone Hero for Guitar Hero. Same thing with that. Also, I'm kind of curious to see if my guitar controller works as it should with my PC, because it is a one that plugs in by USB, so I technically can use it and play it. Uh, so it'll be interesting to see, one, if it still works, and two, how well it actually works with Clone Hero. So that'll be fun. And then Friday Night Funkin', I've always wanted to try out that game. It's like State Mania, but just in a different way. It's like more of a battle sense of it. And of course, got the people who talk or have those little things that they talk kind of through it, or they have like a, I don't know what to really call it. They have like their own way that they sing the songs, basically. Oh yeah, I did go through the rest of my 3DS and NDS games because I got this little boy. I wanted to actually go through some of my 3DS games, and I'm like, okay, what do I actually see myself playing? And found some of those games, so added them. Like I said, started Wuthering Waves recently. We did actually beat Doki Doki on stream. That was fun. I did. That was a cool moment to do on stream, and then I played a little bit of the bonus content as well. So that was cool. Oh yeah, and then near the beginning of the month, I also decided to go through and add some stuff from some new stuff that I found from the Switch collection I was interested in. So there's all that too. So that's all the stuff that's there. The Switch collection is really the only one I haven't been adding all the games for, just because I don't plan on actually playing a lot of the games that have in them, and they're all based on my subscription with Nintendo. So I'd rather actually put on the games that I'm actually interested in, um, and we'll see how well they stick around or not. But yeah, that's basically why. That's another reason why my the games that I've actually have that I own this month have skyrocketed so much is because I've added so many things like that for various reasons. Oh yeah, and there it is. Yeah, we actually did start not Sonic Knuckles that same day too. Yeah, because that was the day before I think that was the day I started it, was as soon as I added all those two. Yeah, and then same with all these. Same thing with all those. This is also the date that I decided to mess around and uh, reorganize all my Nintendo Switch Online games, so they were actually in the games that they were part of, because with Nintendo Switch Online, they all are they all actually have their own application based on the system that they're from. So I decided to do that same thing with all this, because they originally were all just part of one giant collection, but I decided it's better to keep them sorted as they are in their collective counterparts. Oh yeah, and of course I added those before the stream that I did as well earlier when I talked about my backloggery. So there's all that. Yay! So that's basically everything that's been going on with backloggery, um, especially this month. So yeah, very cool, very fun. Um, and that's basically everything that has to do with that. We've been going for about an hour now, so, and I do actually need to use the restroom, so I'm gonna quickly be right back, and everyone take a quick little take a quick little break, and I'll be right back. Where's my thing again? There it is. I'm back. All right. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So I am back. So we're gonna get back basically right into it. All right. So the next thing I'm going to talk about today is my anime list. There's not a whole lot to discuss here. Um, I remember mentioning this before on my last MyAnimeList stream. I have not watched a lot. I not watched a lot of anime this month because I've been playing a lot of games instead. So there's not going to be too much discussion. I feel like during this one, but I'll go through it nonetheless. Like I said, my currently watching, a lot of it is recommendations of stuff that I should be watching, but not necessarily stuff I am actually currently watching. So there, take a lot of what you see here with a grain of salt. Um, like I said, yeah, Baka Test, I want to get back into. Same with all the Bang Dream movies. At some point, I want to go through them. So they're all here. Beastars has been on my radar for a good while. I do want to finish Demon Slayer whenever I can. Um, I think before I watch the rest of Demon Slayer, though, I want to get through the one I'm actually currently going through, which is Lucky Star. Lucky Star is actually the main anime I've been watching. I am on episode 9 now. I finished 8 of it so far. So I'm still working through it. But it's good. It's fun so far. A lot of this should look familiar to you guys from the last time I played, or not the last time I played, the last time that I actually went over some of this list. I might have updated a few things. So like I said, I'll just touch upon them real quickly. Gintama, I've been meaning to start just as a an anime I watch an episode of every now and then, uh, just to just because it's such a long running thing. But it's something I've been curious about to see because it's apparently like a parody of most other anime shows, which is I love comedy anime, so I think it'd be such a funny series to go through. And then same with Gurren Lagann. Yeah, I might restart this at some point. It's basically just on this list so I can remember to do it. Um, Higurashi's on here just to remind myself to do it too. Um, I've actually this is really the thing I should be focusing on here is the rest of the Hyperdimension OVA because I do have the rest of the actual stuff around here somewhere. I think I put it up here with all my other anime stuff, but I do have the rest of the DVD to watch, so I can actually go through the rest of the OVA on here. Um, so yeah, I'll be doing that probably. I could actually I might have enough time to do it tomorrow because if the episodes are only like 20 minutes long, I can crank it out. I can crank the rest of it out within an hour, so that's not too bad. I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can actually make up for what I haven't done this month by at least doing that. I feel like because I've actually really been enjoying the Neptune anime. It's a very good representation of what goes on in the games, and it's just very fun, very cute. Um, I want to get through more Danmachi. Um, I wanted to get. I have to watch Isekai Quartet after I do Overlord. Um, and then, just give me 1 second. There you go. Jujutsu Kaisen I have on here to eventually get through it as well too. I might not touch Jujutsu Kaisen until I've at least finished Demon Slayer. I think that's going to be at least the rule I put in for myself for that too. Um, Kill a Kill I've always wanted to see what it was like. I don't know when I will try it. It's definitely high up on my list though. I haven't mean to get into it. Konosuba, same thing with that too. I might wait on my dad to watch this one because he's actually really a big fan of the Konosuba series too, and Megumin is one of his favorite characters, so I think he would actually really enjoy this one. So I might wait for him on that one. Um, like I said about Lucky Star, yeah too. I might get back into Overlord again. Probably after I try out some of the other series again too. Um, I wouldn't say I got burnt out by Overlord, but I did want to start watching other series about halfway through it. That's why I stopped on 3 when I did. So we'll get through the rest of it at some point, though. Madoka Magica is definitely on my list at some point. I do want to watch the new season of ReZero. I heard really interesting things about it actually. I actually because it's something that's actually been being talked about in some things I've been seeing. Um, and because ReZero is one of my favorite anime series, I actually might start getting back into this after I'm done with Neptunia. Should I don't know, but I don't want to leave, Lucky Star where it was, especially when I got that far into it. But I don't know. I know I I might just I might crank it out real quickly. I we'll see about it. I do really want to see it though. So yeah, it's definitely high up on my list. That might be the next one I watch after Neptunia. Um, Ruby, I've also been really wanting to see just for my own reasons too. I eventually want to get back to the Sonic X dub. I'm curious to see what the rest of it is like in Japanese. Um, I'm so glad I have something like this to mark it because otherwise I would not remember where I was in the series. I'd be like, where was I? Oh yeah, episode 21. There you go. I do want to get through the rest of Spy Family at some point, but that's probably going to be after everything else on this list. Um, Same thing with Gun Gale Online. Definitely high on my list as well too. Shield Hero Season 2 is fairly high on my list. Probably not as high as some of the other anime on here, but I do want to get through it. I really, again, looking at this list, it just reminds me how little time I have made for anime this past month and how much I really should change that because I want to get through more anime. I haven't been able to do so because I've been playing so many games instead and all the other stuff I've been doing as well too. But it is something I like to do in my pastime. So I will definitely be getting back into anime. I think in this coming month, especially because it is technically a form of Japanese study. So yeah, I can write that off as that. Technically a form of Japanese study. Plus, it would also I don't know. It would be nice to actually watch some of these high grossing anime um, when I'm going to Nihon because I might find some merch of said anime series that I want to get my hands on. So very beneficial in that way as well too. I think that's probably actually going to be unironically a thing that I'm going to try to do this month. Is I'm going to try to get into more anime. I think I'm going to try to get through a lot more of it if I can help it. So along with finishing Persona and watching the rest of Hypernova and Neptunia, I'm going to just watch more anime. I think we're going to try to make that, and also learning more Japanese. But yeah, we're going to be watching a lot more anime. I think this month. Hopefully, see where we can get into that. Again, I was rewatching those two at some point, but I haven't really kept up on that. So those are really just so much in the back burner. All right. So yeah, that's basically, like you said, that's basically all I can really say about my anime list. I haven't completed any new anime. All the anime I have in here is sold the same that I've talked about before. Um, I don't think there's anything new that I've watched that I haven't already talked about. I'm just gonna scroll through just to make sure, but I don't remember watching anything new this past month. I only got a few more episodes in a Lucky Star. It's kind of really all that happened. It's very sad. That's also especially why I want to make up for my anime watching this month because I didn't spend a lot of time doing it in February. So I think that's gonna be what we do. New game. Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's basically it. Okay. So yeah, that's my anime list. It's very short to get through my anime list just because again I haven't really done a whole lot with it, but hopefully that will change by the March wrap up. I look forward to talking about more anime in the next wrap up video. But for now, let's keep moving on. So this is where I would talk about my drawing, if I had any. Unfortunately, I have not been doing more art recently. That's definitely something I've been meaning to change for a while. It's just it takes so long to do art too. And also, I did have the unfortunate circumstance earlier this month where I landed on my hand, and I was basically out of commission for drawing because it hurt to do anything with my hand. But now it's actually at a good point. I can basically do basic drawing with this. It's all good. I can't do it for very long just because it will still ache after with the certain positions. But it's not too bad anymore. It's the last drawing that I've done and I posted is this one the wallpaper I did for Victoria. Um, and I did do I the last thing I published was from November 13th. So it is very unfortunate. Um, but yeah, um, I would like to get through more of it though. I would like to do more of it. Um, it's another thing I would like to really try to crack down on this month is more time for drawing if I can help it. It's so hard to find time to do things anymore. It really is. Um, but yeah, the main project I have been working on in the background is the rest of the blonde project I've been doing from uh, my last blue straws, which I think I actually did start this month, or last month I should say. I did start the last month, so I am almost done with it. Um, actually, I could bring up progress of it real quickly. Here, actually, while I'm thinking and talking about that, let me bring it up. Let me see. Oops, that's not the one I want to bring up. I think we'll bring it up real quickly. It shouldn't take too long at least. I'll go over it before we really go into the next section because, like I said, it's something that is kind of recent, and I've been meaning to actually show off progress for this recently. There you go. Yeah, thankfully it doesn't take too long to open up GIMP. A lot of the stuff I've been using GIMP for recently has been thumbs, and actually, yeah, that's about it. I've been making a lot of thumbs with my GIMP. Um, a lot of thumbs actually. Now that I'm looking through my history. You guys can't see any of this, right? No, you can't. Okay. Yeah, it's basically what I've been basically doing. Um, but I had to get more work done for the Whiteheart thing. There you go. Oops. Okay. So again, just to show off progress I've done for this, I'm going to quickly switch over to Blue Draws. Labouk. Whoops, I forgot this is still up on here too. How do I hide this again? Backlog, right? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so here's what I've been doing recently. This is my progress for my drawing that I've been doing recently. Um, there you go. I forgot that I can't really see chat if I do that. Here we go. I can just put it over here. That's all. That's all good. Okay. So yeah. So as you guys can kind of see here, I did get more coloring done for it. It's still not fully finished. There's a couple of touch-up spots I have to do down here. I still have to do the naming parts on the wings, and then I have to do the roofing colors for everything else too. So, and then of course also the mountains in the background. But once I'm done with that, I will I'll do all the fun stuff, which is going to be basically adding the little sparkles that go on in the background because, as you guys saw from the original photo, there was some sparkly little bits all around the place, and there also was a light rainbow filter going through most of the place. So I'm gonna kind of try to mimic that with this as well too. It'll basically look, yeah, akin to that, I would say, but not quite, you know. I like how it's coming out so far, though. I would love to get it finished. I think it's gonna look so good when it gets finished. Um, I just I just need to get that time in. This has basically been the main thing that I've been trying to work on this past month because I want to get it done and this is probably going to be the next thing I upload to for sure. I have a lot of other projects I've been thinking about doing, but this has been the main one that's been on my mind. Um, yeah, should I talk about? I could actually talk about it real quickly. So here, hold on. Um, we'll leave that in the background like that. Bloop. Okay. Um, so the other thing too about a lot of my creative stuff is I have a lot of stuff that I've been thinking about doing in the background. Um, I hate to announce it early because I don't know when I'll get to it, especially if I'm going to be focusing on um, watching anime and all this other stuff before Japan and stuff. But one of the main things I've been wanting to do by the end of the year at least is I've been wanting to make comics. I want to make my own original comic series. That's definitely one of the things I've been trying to like think about and do in the background. Um, but I wanted to wait until I was done with this last project before I got into that. But I do have ideas. My ideas are mostly just sitting in the background in docs. They're not really brought to fruition. But I do have, I do want to do like what I've done with my other story ideas before, where I just do it as a storyboard, and then as soon as I have it down as a storyboard and like have like a rough idea planned out of how I want things to look and how I want things to go, then I can start like working on the actual story itself. Um, because it's been such a long time since I've worked on comics, and I wanted to actually make like a legitimate comic series, a digital comic series for a good while now. Um, I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a fun project to do. It's definitely one of the ones I'm looking forward to doing. I just need to get through all this other stuff first because I hate to leave it behind to do that, you know. But it's been something I've been so excited to work on. Um, that's really like the main thing I've been trying to do. Um, I have also been cooking up an idea for a card game that I've been meaning to do recently as well too. Um, it's I've actually put in a couple of ideas for a trading card game based on my world. Um, it hasn't really gone too far into development. It's mostly ideals. It's mostly hypotheticals. Um, but I've been meaning to make some test cards to play test it with and see how it goes. But it's definitely one of the other big projects I want to do by the end of the year. I'm just mentioning it now because again, I wanted to kind of get stuff out there of like what things I've been thinking of and working on in the background, and that has been one of the many things that I have been doing and working on in the background is ideas for a trading card game because I've always liked trading card games. I've always wanted to create my own basis and idea for one. Um, it's hard to think of a design, thinking from a design aspect because, or like a programming aspect, I guess technically, because you have to balance it and you have to make it work right and be fun in that aspect first and foremost. Otherwise, it's gonna die out. But I think I got a good idea down for it so far. Again, it's still very much in the working phases, so I can't show off too much about it. But I do have some cool ideas for it. Um, the main thing I will say about it is I expect it to kind of play similarly to Hearthstone and Magic and all this other kind of stuff, you know, where it's just a trading card game, um, and you have all these different effects on these cards that and things that they do and how they work and like that. Uh, so yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be nice. We'll see how well it goes. Um, hopefully it goes. Hopefully, I'm actually able to make a at least a good play test for it by the end of the year, because I would like to at least get to that. That's like my main things I would like to do is get a good play test going and at least build a legitimate deck. Because I would love to do that for. I'm gonna make it first in digital form, and then I'll probably transfer things to physical form, um, should it come up, or vice versa, you know. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing and playing in the background. Um, and now I will go on to I think what should be around the final parts of this. I want to say final because I still got about a good hour of stream time that I can use to talk about stuff, and I do have things to talk about still after this. So, but I do want to at least go over this too. Um, my YouTube channel. uh, So yeah, for everyone who's watching on Twitch, yes, I do have a YouTube channel, and yes, I do upload my VODs on there. And I've been watching stuff that's been going on in the background for a little good while now. Um, and I just want to kind of go over just things I've again because this is the whole point of this wrap up is that this is stuff that I've been doing this past month, and obviously one of the things I've been doing this past month is streaming. So we'll go through some of the things we'll go through some of the videos that I've posted and some of the streams I've done, and I'll kind of give my thoughts on how I feel things went with it, how much I like them, and let's kind of keep going from there. Uh, so the most recent stream that we did was Curse to Golf for the Steam stream. This is a cool game. Um, I did really hold on, I'm losing my voice. Help! I'm not drinking enough water. But I did enjoy this game a lot. It's a roguelike golf game. It's really hard. I thought it was very, very hard. Almost punishingly so, actually. But I feel like it'll get better. I think I just have to try it out a little bit more. But I did play my 2.5 hours of it, and I liked what I did so far of it. So it was all right. I haven't played more of it since. But I posted it about 3 days ago, so it's it's still a thing. I did play Bendy recently. That was very much a very, very recent thing. I actually really enjoyed what I did of this so far. It's a very good game. I really like how it's going so far. Um, I usually am not really much of a horror game person, but this is definitely one of my favorite horror games I've played so far. Mostly because it was one of the few games I have played that is horror so far. Um, but I enjoy it. It's a good indie horror game, and I'm actually curious to see where the rest of it goes after this. Uh, Obviously, we've been playing a lot of Neptunia Virtual Stars, which we did start this 3 weeks ago. So, right, a month ago. There you go. Yeah, this is a month ago. So this is right about yeah. We've basically been playing Virtual Stars for the whole month of February. So it's going good so far, though. I enjoy it. I like all the streams I've been doing of it. Excuse me. I like all the things I've been doing with it so far. Um, a couple of the parts of this stream have been copyrighted because, of course, they have. So I just had to be mindful of that. But it's a good series so far. I enjoy it so far. It's a I like where the game is going. I like how it plays. I think it's all very good. Um, like I said, we recently beat Doki Doki, and then we did the ending chapter parts for it as well too here. I like how it also doesn't show a thing on it because it's rated, so they don't have a preview for it. But yeah, um, one of the few series I did have to actually put age rating for because it is just that dark. Um, it really does get into some heavy stuff though, to be fair. But I did like it. It was actually I really enjoyed Doki Doki Literature Club, as much as I may not have shown like my full pleasure for it. I guess when I played it, I still really enjoyed it. It's a very good visual novel. Um, I think I've really it really started to come around, and I started to like it a lot more when I started playing the after story content, or the you know the plus content basically for it, because that was it's technically not an after story. It's actually before story because it kind of goes on before the game starts. But I like delving into that stuff because it like really delved into like the characters of it. It just I don't know the game left a weird taste in my mouth and halfway through it because it went so meta. So, you as a player playing this game, you start to see all this meta stuff going on. And the more meta a game really becomes, the more you start to care less about certain characters because you realize ultimately they don't mean a lot. Because the game acknowledges the fact that they don't mean a lot. They can be changed and altered however the person needs to do so. Like all that. So it was strange. It was but I still enjoyed it. I still thought it was really good. I really liked the characters of it. That's like one of my favorite parts about the whole game was seeing the characters' interactions and seeing how they play it out. Um, Out of all the girls, I don't know. I think they're all good in their own aspects. I I do really like Monica, and I really like Natsuki. Um, but the other girls are really good as well too, just for their own reasons. But yeah, still a very good game. I definitely recommend anyone playing it if as long as they can handle the really dark and gritty stuff like that. Only Monica. Yeah. That was unironically my favorite part of the game. Just Monica. Just Monica. I cracked up during that, dude. All right. Trombone Champ. This is a great game. So funny, so silly. Um, Definitely one of the most unique rhythm games I've ever played. it's I'm so glad I got to play it on stream just because I wanted to show off how absurd and how funny it was. Um, I'm sad I wasn't able to play it like my first time through to show it off on stream because I had some really good reactions when I was first playing it. It was so funny. Uh, but I still there's still some great stuff that came on from this. I still really enjoy this game. It's such a funny rhythm game. And actually surprisingly deep and surprisingly lore rich. It's you wouldn't think it from a game like Trombone Champ, but it's surprisingly deep. Surprisingly. Like I said, I recently did this early on in the month. But I did play or I did talk about my anime list and I did talk about my backloggery. Um, so if you want to see my full in-depth coverage on both of those, and you want to listen to me ramble on for about 6 hours, of roughly 3 hours each. Yeah, I have those videos up, and I do talk a lot. My voice gets very sore and hoarse like it is now. It's a very fun time, just talking about games, talking about anime, very fun stuff. That's why I wanted to do it again, every month, because we definitely have a lot of stuff to talk about every month. I think there's a decent amount of stuff that goes on in my life every month that I don't actually mind bringing up every now and then. Balatro, I got really into this game. I technically I think I got a lot into this game in January, but February wasn't too much of a difference. I really got into Balatro recently. It's such a good roguelike. It's just so fun. And I wanted to show it off on streams. That's why I wanted to do it sometime in February. So there you go. There's your Balatro stream. And then, like I said, yeah, I also started up Sonic the Hedgehog around this time as well too. That was that was the next Sonic game I wanted to do after doing Sonic and Shadow Generations because I wanted to beat the rest of that, and then I can start going through that. I'm really glad actually I went through Sonic Generations because I thought it was just going to be like oh it's just Sonic Generations again, but sure enough, it they actually changed some lines of dialogue to actually make it a little bit different, and they added chows, which is also really cool. They made actually little gameplay fixes and bugs, or they made more bugs too. They fixed the games in some areas to kind of make it a little bit more updated, I guess. And that's pretty nice to see. They didn't have to go that extra mile to do it. They could have literally just done a remaster, and I don't think anyone would have thought any differently of it. But they actually updated with different parts of lore because the person who was working on the Sonic lore recently was actually helping writing for it. And yeah, it was they added chows, which is also very fun. So very, very good, Sonic team. Very good. Very good. Um Sonic 3 Knuckles is pretty fun too. I only got halfway through the game, but I am eager to see what the rest of it is like. Um so many of these old school Sonic games are so hard to get through. And I'm so glad that I have something like the rewind feature because I don't think I'd be able to play it as well as I did if I had to actually restart it every time. But this game actually did have a saving feature in it, so maybe it wasn't actually as bad as I think it is, you know? But still, I'm glad to have something like that for my first playthrough of it. And actually, let me just check this real quickly because I want to check the date on it. A month ago, more. Okay, this was end of January, yeah. So I was gonna say this technically wasn't end of the month, yeah. So everything prior, yeah, this is all stuff I did earlier on. Again, because I haven't really done a wrap up stream and I haven't really talked about my channel, I don't mind going through a few of these just for the sake of padding out some of the stuff here a little bit here at the end. Um, but yeah, so in January, by the end of January, we did finish Neptunia Game Maker. That was a fun game. I uh, I didn't think it was gonna last as long as it did. We went through a lot of moments in the game where I had to grind like heavily, and the story actually lasted a lot longer than I would have imagined a Neptunia game like this to have lasted. Um, and that's just purely because it it had just so much to it. Like I thought it was going to be just a Neptunia spin-off game, but they legitimately just made this like the next Neptunia game, I feel like. And it was pretty good. I really liked it actually. Um I enjoyed it more than I thought. It really was like just Sister versus Sisters 2. But in a good way. Cuz Sister versus Sisters had a different kind of gameplay thing that they were doing with it, but it was all action based. And I don't really mind it. I don't mind the action-based focus that they're doing with Neptunia games now. I still like how it was turn-based in some of the past games. I feel like it was a little bit more simpler, at least around then. But I don't mind the action games. I'm definitely a action game fan. So the last couple of Neptunia games I've been playing are nice for me because they are more action-focused. So it's all good. I like it. I like the direction that the Neptunia series is going in, at least. Oh yeah, and then we did react to Nintendo Switch first look. Yeah, they did announce the Neptunia Switch. Yes, the Neptunia Switch. That's so funny. They did announce the Nintendo Switch 2. It looks very interesting. I think when did they say we were gonna get stuff in this again? Hold on. I'm just gonna scroll through this real quickly because I know they gave us a release date when it was gonna come out. It said 2025, obviously, for that. But they gave us like something else too. Because the rest of it was just me recording the rest of it. Okay. There was a date I saw on here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. So they're going to announce more things about it on April 2nd, which is ironically enough right before I'm going to Japan. So that'll be fun. You guys will see a last little blue reacts from me the day before I have to go to Japan. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. They could not have timed that literally any more perfectly. I'm so glad that they did it before I went on my trip because I would have been so distraught if I've just been like, well, now I have to react to this outside of the country. Okay, that's fun. But yeah, no, I don't have to worry about that at least this time around. So that's all good. But yeah, so that'll be fun to do. Um, so again, I really can't say anything or like anything about the Switch 2 until then because really we only know what the console looks like and that it has Mario. That's about it. It has new Mario Kart. It's about all we know. Um, but they will go into more detail on that date. So interesting. We'll be curious to see what we do with that. Um, Oh yeah, and then of course I streamed myself doing the by heart drawing. That's all fun. It's also when I did the reaction to the stream on here. Was during that little drawing stream. Look at Big C was fun. I did recently beat it as well too. Um, I think I beat it. Yeah, I think I beat it in January actually. Because I think you would have seen my game thing in my history earlier in my history, it would have actually been in there. And yeah, it was man. The last 3 months have been a lot of Neptunia Game Maker. Yeah, I think it's mostly it's just mostly because that was the only thing I was able to really stream. Yeah, that's right. It was really the only, that's why if you look at this part of my list, that's why I streamed Neptunia so much in times in a row is because that was really the only thing I was streaming every week was Neptunia. So yeah. Um but yeah, that's basically just about all of the stuff for YouTube aside as well too. Um for the rest of our stream, I'm going to be talking about just other things that I've been doing in the background. Kind of like how, I was talking about stuff for uh my personal projects. Um I did have a couple of other things I did as well too. Uh So, oh yeah, so one of the things, because a lot of the stuff I'm going to be talking about is going to be stuff involving stuff on my phone here. So we're going to go through some of that here. So one of the things I did want to talk about, because I already talked about the TCG idea, is I want to talk about some new characters I made. Because I have been making new characters. I can't stop. Please help me. um, but yeah, there's some characters I've been cooking up in the background that I've been meaning to announce in some capacity. So why not here? Because in a little weekly update video, weekly, monthly. Imagine if I did weekly, dude. All right, so yeah, basically, I think I've really only made one new character this past month. Everything else is just stuff that I've been just kind of having in the background for a good while. Because she's really the only one I thought about actually making real. Yeah, so okay. So we have a new character, and I'll talk about her. Her name is Vicky. I wanted to make a punk character, so that was basically one of the bases of. I wanted to make another punk character that wasn't Spike and that wasn't Skullpunk. Uh, so that was basically kind of what the 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 main thought process behind Vicky was I wanted to make another cool, I don't give a fuck kind of punk character, and that's what she kind of basically became. So far I only have her basic stuff on here. She is 18. She is white human. Uh, I have her as 5'6", 125 pounds. I decided to make her bisexual, her her sexuality bisexual, because I thought that kind of fit with her attitude. Like, just like I don't really, or like she's kind of like in all of her aspects. Like she likes both on the spectrum. I thought that was kind of fitting for her character at least, and just like her I don't give a fuck kind of nature too. Like just like, oh yeah, sure. What she really is just a, oh yeah, whatever kind of type, she is chaotic neutral. And oh yeah, I decided to make her a lefty because I thought that would be interesting. Um I also did want to make her have like a main weapon that she uses to like defend herself with. So she has this metal baseball bat that has some tape on the end of it. And her main occupation is that she is a runaway teen. Yeah, because she decided to run away at a young age and started living on the streets. And that's what she does. That is where she is at right now. Um, and yeah, she's basically kind of the stuff that, like, I have a bunch of stuff about her likes and stuff too. She likes basically punk music, anything that's against the norm, freedom, anarchy, and just having fun. Yeah, so she's basically a character who just likes to do just whatever the hell she wants, and she doesn't really she enjoys doing what she wants in her life and not having anyone tell her otherwise, because she basically doesn't stand for anyone who tries to tell her what to do, because she's not about that shit. That's kind of like the attitude I wanted to give her. And then her dislikes authority, police, and people in power. So all the fun things, of course. Yeah, I really wanted to kind of lean into that. I like, she doesn't like being told what to do by people. So really kind of like sell in that punk attitude to her. The main hobbies I have her doing is graffiti. She rollerblades. She knows, she also does like street fighting. So she has like fighting as a hobby as well too. And I also thought it was a cool idea because one of the things about this character that I thought was interesting was I kind of like co-made her with ChatGPT to see how well an AI could help me make ideas for a character, and they basically kind of helped me come up with the idea of giving her another hobby that involved tinkering, because I was like, oh, DIY, that's a cool hobby to have actually. So yeah, she likes making her own things because again, she likes doing what she wants to do. So it kind of like works with her favor. And yeah, so a lot of her main hobbies involve her just making shit out of nothing basically, and learning how to do stuff on her own. She's very much like an independent type like that. Finally, let's get into her appearance. So what I have so far for her is that she has black, short, and spiky hair. She's got freckles. She has tattoos on her arms, legs, chest, neck, tramp stamp. Basically, she's covered in tats. She has them everywhere. She has green eyes. A lot of her style is going to be a punk style. Monochrome colors because I kind of feel like she would fit with that vibe. But I don't know. I might add some. Yeah, she has some standout colors in the forms of patches or pins that are on her too. So I want like a lot of her outfit to be this dark neutral tone, and then she'll have standout pieces on it that are like patches and like pins that she decorates herself with for expression purposes. So I kind of want because that's like the whole thing about her again as a character design too is I want the parts of her that she wants to stand out having stand out on her actual like person as well too. I thought that was a cool idea. And of course her main outfit. So this is again something that ChatGPT helped kind of make up some stuff for. So she has a fitted black and white striped long sleeve shirt, cropped, and over it a sleeveless studded leather vest covered in patches and pins. Black skinny jeans with rips at the knees, chain wallet, studded belt, black combat boots, scuffed from plenty of action, as they like to say as well too. A black beanie, which is always slightly slouched, of course it is. Fingerless gloves, and layered spike bracelets, spike choker, and then a couple of piercings on her nose, lip, and ears. So basically, yeah, I kind of wanted her to like have this outfit that like again really made her stand out as a punk aspect. Um, the main statement pieces I wanted to make, yeah, for it, which I had from the conception of her actually when I first made her, was the beanie, the freckles, and the tattoos and black hair. Like I knew I wanted her to have that look to her. So, and of course the piercings. I wanted her to have piercings in some way. I just wasn't sure exactly where. But yeah, that's basically how all that kind of came about. And of course, for her personality, I have her as a rebellious, crazy, nonchalant, confident, sarcastic thrill seeker. She doesn't like to do what she's told, and she's respectful to those who prove themselves. So I kind of like yeah made her again literally. She's basically I really like wanted to make her a loose cannon. Like she's a little unpredictable. You never really know what she's gonna do. She really just does whatever the hell she wants, and she doesn't let anyone tell her what to do. Um, and and again, she doesn't like being told what to do, but she will respect those who actually prove why needs to deal with them or like listen to them. Like yeah, why should I listen to you? You know, kind of thing. She wants to make sure that people like give her that reason to respect them because she doesn't respect people who just hold positions of power. She wants to actually be like that kind of person who looks at people for what they do and what their ideals and everything like that. Yeah, so the main thing for her backstory I've cooked up so far is that she grew up learning how to craft and tinker from her dad, who used to help fix up cars and motorcycles. Um, and then her mom got her mostly into the punk aesthetic. But for the most part, they kind of both leaned into this, but her dad was the main one who like had this overbearing moral code and everything to her. Um, so she decided to break out of it, start running away, and started making a name for herself in a nightlife. Um, I have a lot of her stuff going on in Apex for the current canon of my world, because Apex is where everything happens, and it's kind of like just the place I like to use the most, anyways. And yeah, she gets a lot of her money for the stuff that she uses to pay for herself from doing odd jobs and vehicle repairs because she learned how to do it from her dad. So yeah, that's basically kind of what most of that went into for her. I think she's a really cool character. I'm really looking forward to actually making like a character sheet and a bunch of stuff about her. because I think it's a really cool concept. I really like the punk aesthetic, and I really wanted to just make another character who just had that, who had the core concept of just like, I don't like being told what to do. I do my own thing, and then you can just fucking deal with it. I really just wanted to make someone with that kind of personality, because someone who's just unapologetically themselves, I really thought that was a cool idea. Um, I still have so many characters I want to do. I have so many character sheets I want to write and make things for. I have so many things to do this month, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. um, but I think at least to wrap up everything and kind of show off what things I'm looking forward to doing this month, um, I do definitely want to watch more anime because I want to get more things done for in terms of like learning stuff for Japanese. I'm probably gonna look into that game that Ben showed me too before. I think that game actually looks really cool. Excuse me. Um, I'm gonna get into. I'm at least gonna try to finish as much as the games that I have currently as I possibly can, including Persona. And then, in terms of art, I really want to finish this blonde drawing as soon as I can. And then once I get all of that done, I'm probably gonna try to ham out a lot more character sheets because I have so many characters I want to show off and so many things I want to draw. But I do not have the time and energy to do it all the time. Uh, Maybe might be able to do it tonight. I don't know if I'll have enough energy to do it tonight though. After all this, um, but it's definitely an idea. We can see how it goes. We have a lot of time to do stuff tomorrow. So I think tomorrow is going to be definitely like a thing where I try to get a lot of stuff done that I can. Because the last day I had off, I did jack shit. So I would like to make up for it this coming month, this coming day. But yeah, it's basically kind of where things are going to lead off. Future streams, ideas for blue plays and such too, is I really want to just keep doing Neptunia Virtual Stars. Um, I don't really know what the next stream I'm going to be doing after Virtual Stars is going to be. I think it's going to be. Oh yeah, right. Riders versus Doggoos is going to be the next game I do after this. Because I found out that came out, and I do want to do it. It looks really fun. It looks very odd as well too. But I am looking forward to it. It's the newest Neptunia game they have too, so that'll be very interesting to try out. Um, and then of course, the other games I have on my list is Sonic 3 and Nux. I do want to finish that sometime this month. I think we're definitely going to have time to do it this month sometime, with everything else going on. And then the next game I want to do after that is Sonic Superstars, because I want to play more old school Sonic games. And well, technically it's not old school; it's a new Sonic game, but it has an old school style to it. So, kind of. But it's also one of the few Sonic games I haven't played yet, and I want to try it out on stream. So there's that. Um, I don't know what to really do for the next for fun stream. Actually, I think most of my for fun streams are going to basically turn into let's learn Japanese. I think we're going to bring back Blue Learns Japanese this month in particular, because I really want to crack down on it a little bit more. And I think we're going to try a couple of different options for learning Japanese. I think I might put that game on my list for that. And again, I would like to make it a weekly thing if I can. I'm gonna see if Sundays are a good time to do it, or if any other time in the week might be better to do it. Because I was thinking about making it one of my weekend days, because I already have streaming stuff that I like to do during my regular every week time. But I notice I've had some time to myself, Sunday evenings at least, before I have to go into work the next day, usually. Sometimes I don't have to, which makes it even better. But I have noticed I've had some time to do stuff like that. So that might be a good time to do some cram sessions. And I think for the Japanese streams, I really want to try to focus on Duolingo, Anki. I want to show that off as well a little bit too. And then, like I said, I might show off the other games as well too, just to do something with those as well too. We'll do a little bit of everything, because why not? Also, because I'm not sure if I want to do Duolingo for 2 hours straight. I like to diversify my stuff a little bit at least. But yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to bringing into the table this month. We're definitely going to try to finish Bendy in the Ink Machine if we can this month, if we can help it. I'm looking forward to trying that out. Definitely the next two streams I want to do before my next drawing stream is Braver and Greed and Nitro Kid. Those are my next Steam streams to do before I do my next drawing stream. Which, speaking of, what is my next drawing stream going to be? Because I did fan art. So okay, look at that. OC reference is the next one to do. Yeah. So I have some OCs to draw. I don't know who is going to be the next one. I think we might do Vicky actually, because I kind of like the idea of just having a new character just come out of nowhere like that, especially when she's freshly made and freshly thought of. I have so many other characters I would love to do as well too, but I think really going into Vicky would be a good idea. So I think next drawing stream is going to be about Vicky, and yeah, I think that'll be fun. One thing, at least for sure, for the for fun streams is, I also wanted to mention this on stream at some point too, is the for fun stuff is really gonna really be my opportunity to try out things that I don't usually do on stream. So I have a lot of funny ideas. A lot of them haven't really been fully fleshed out, but for my for fun games and things, I have games that I always want to try out at some point, but I also want to just do like other stuff like I used to do for my my free Fridays, my free day Fridays that I used to do back then. I think doing games that I usually don't play on stream, like Solitaire or Minesweeper, those might be funny to try out. Maybe even trying out some of the tabletop single player games I have might be a cool idea. I've been doing some Sporkle quizzes in the background. Maybe I might bring them back to for a certain streamers too. Uh, if I could find out how to do it, I would really like to do blue cooks. I think that would be so funny to see me try to cook out some of the recipes that I have in my cookbooks that I have here, especially because I don't usually cook myself. So would be a I just don't know how I would set it up, because I would have to set up cameras around my kitchen, and I'd have to figure out how to make it interesting, and what recipe I'd want to do for it. So again, it's a very much a like it's a funny idea, but I want to do it at some point. I don't know if I'll be able to do it before I go to Japan, but it's definitely an idea I've been thinking about. I think it'd be so funny. I also would love to try to figure out how to do VR streaming. That's like something I've been looking forward to doing, is figuring out how to do an actual VR stream. It'd be interesting to figure out how to do it, because the main ways I've seen is I would basically just have to either share a capture screen from my like device up here and have that shown as the main thing while my camera's going, or there might be a way to do it just from Oculus themselves, but I can't tell how. I have to look into it a little bit more to know for sure, but we'll see about that. I thought a vlog might be interesting as well too at some point. I'm not sure where I would vlog, but it would be an interesting idea to try out, to just go out and do a public place, maybe like an arcade or something. I thought about doing an arcade vlog. I thought that would be a funny idea, because I am a Let's Player, so why not do Let's Plays of me playing arcade games in the wild? I thought that'd be a funny idea, personally at least. Maybe I'll go to Dave and Buster's at some point or something like that. We'll see. Also, speedrunning or doing a challenge runs for games. Those are ideas I've always had in the back burner too, to be like, yeah, this is something I don't usually do on streams, but I would like to try it out, because that's one of the things I've been wanting to do again, especially this month, is I want to use the for fun streams as an excuse to try out new things that I don't usually do, because I think the more things that you do and try out as a person, the more you grow and realize your limits and your strengths and what you can do. So why not try it out, It's really just a why not try it out, because you can. So I would love to do that kind of stuff in the future. It's stuff I've been thinking about and doing for a good while now, and very much looking forward to trying it out. So yeah, I think I'd basically do it for here. We've talked for about 2 hours, so yay! We actually were able to pad out the whole time for a regular live stream. So hooray for us! Um, so yeah, like I said, um, hopefully I'm gonna be doing more anime this month, so I can actually talk about more anime on the next monthly stream. And I'm gonna be definitely trying to do more drawing if I can help it, because I have so many characters that I want to draw, and so many projects that I want to try to do, and so many things I want to just do in my life. But I have to see if I can do it though. Um, I would love to make at least some headway with my first comic, and possibly even the TCG this month if I can help it too. Um, but we'll see about that if it actually does come to fruition. Hopefully it does. I would like it to. I would like to have the time and energy to do such things in my lifetime uh, before I go in Japan. But yeah, a lot of my free time, I think this month too, I'm going to be spending reading videos and vlogs for Japan, um, catching up on things that I can and do in the area, what things I should prep and plan and prepare for going into it. It's going to be a lot of research, I feel like, is going to be happening for this next month. So we'll see about that. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you all for so much for watching me talk about all this random bullshit. If you'd like to see me talk about more random bullshit in the future, please subscribe and follow if you haven't already, and like the video if you haven't, if you liked it, and yeah, and we'll be doing more of these every month. I'm gonna try to do like the first stream I can. Um, like I said, this is basically technically the first stream of March, so that's kind of what I wanted to do for it. Is the first stream of each month, I want to try to do it. I might have to make April's or not April's. I might have to make March's a little bit earlier, just because my plan for my trip to Japan is going to be early on in April, so I don't want to have an overlap for it. Um, and I want to make sure I definitely have enough time to plan and do things for the actual trip. So near end of March, I might actually do my monthly wrap up around then. And then April's monthly wrap up is going to be fun too, because I'm going to be spending 2 weeks in Japan. So not a lot of streaming is going to happen, but holy crap, I'm going to have stuff to talk about after that trip. I'm so looking forward to it, dude. I'm so looking forward to it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys all have a good night. And Neptunia stream tomorrow at 1 o'clock. If you are curious to watch me play more Virtual Stars, be there or be square, like my glasses. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. All right, bye bye now.